Auto.
It's Levack and Goz on 104.5 The Team.
Big weekend for the University of Albany lacrosse team. Joining us right now, the head coach, Scott Marr. Coach, good to hear from you. It's been a little bit. You always talk to Roger. You never talk to us anymore.
Yeah, well, he has me on every week on a steady schedule, man. I don't know what you guys are doing over there. I get, a random call here or there. I don't know.
We don't know our schedule either,
right.
Coach.
A steady schedule really is beyond us. So we just, you know that.
They push us into this room and say stuff for 4 hours.
Roger's got me every Monday morning, 9:30, man. Come on.
Hey, if you pick a time and you want it, it's yours, because we love hearing from you.
I'd be all over it, no problem.
All right, we'll work it out. We'll have the producer set that up for you. This is Scott Marr with us now. First things, this is your chance to get past the hurdle. You haven't gotten past this round before. Does that factor in to your thinking in any way, shape, or form?
Not at all. It's a different team. It's a new year. It's a process for each team each year, and this team just has to try to get a win on Saturday and give ourselves a chance to compete for a national championship. So, I think what comes into play is that we have a senior class that's had this experience twice already, and they know the routine and they know what the game's about, and playing the second game of the two games and all that kind of stuff. So, we're really excited. This opportunity playing at Hofstra is going to be huge for us. We played down there in 2014, and I would say 90% of the crowd was rooting for us. So it's kind of like a little bit, almost more of a bigger home game for us down there. So we're pumped.
Take us through the past few hours on Saturday leading up to face-off when you guys were playing Richmond, involving Connor Fields and his status leading up to him actually being a participant in that game.
Yeah, it was one of those things where we had to kind of wait and see. He didn't really practice earlier in the week. We were waiting for the swelling to go down on his knee. He did a little bit of practice on Thursday, and then he did some more practice, heavier on practice on Friday. And basically what we wanted to see from him was on Saturday was that he didn't have any swelling, and that he felt comfortable. We got him a new brace earlier in the week. So it was, it really was a game time type decision. We wanted to make sure that he felt, as close to 100% as he could, and he did. And like I said, the swelling went down all the way. He was able to extend his leg and tighten his quad muscle completely, and he played awesome. He moved really, really well. The first goal of the game itself, he had two or three cuts quickly in a row, and he said that really gave him a lot of confidence, and obviously gave our team a lot of confidence with him scoring that first goal. That was a huge boost. So, we're gonna get every ounce we can get out of him. And he's excited to play this week. He feels great. He didn't have any swelling after Saturday's game, and we held him out the first couple of days, but he practiced today, and he'll practice again tomorrow, and be ready to go Saturday. So it's really a remarkable story for a kid, to go through that many ups and downs throughout the last month, and still fighting and still wanting to be a part of it. So we're really pleased with Connor and his effort.
You Albany lacrosse coach Scott Marr with us right now on 104.5 The Team. So it's rare that you guys have a game this year, and Connor Fields isn't the biggest story nationally. It's going to be TD Erlin versus Trevor Baptiste at the X. How do you keep TD loose for this matchup?
Well, I mean, TD's, again, I've talked 1,000 times about TD and what kind of a competitor he is. He's the ultimate competitor. The kid is just, that wrestling background, that mentality of that one-on-one individual matchup between him and Trevor. He's been great. He's just been watching a lot of film, talking to a bunch of different guys around the country about how they went after him, and really doing a great job of working with our wing guys. It's really a unit that faces off. It's not just TD, and especially in a matchup like this where it's really going to involve, our two wing guys, and it's going to be a 3-on-3 ground ball, really. So those guys have to be dialed in as well. So there's a lot of communication that goes on between those guys, and again, I know this. TD is, like I said, he is going to be prepared, and I know he's going to go out and compete. And if he goes out and competes the way he does every week for us, I think we're going to be just fine. And Trevor is a great face-off kid. There's absolutely no question about that. And listen, if we could honestly, if we got the 50-50, we would take that on the day for sure. Just if we had the ball enough times to have some good possessions.
Now that you guys are in the playoffs, how would you describe that vibe in practice? Has anything changed over the course of the last week and a half?
I think the only thing that changes, honestly, is that we just gain more confidence. I thought we played extremely well against a very good Richmond team on Saturday. I thought we played very well against Vermont the week before in our conference final. A very good defensive ball club as well. So, I think the confidence is back. I think we have that kind of that feeling of where we were earlier in the season when we went into a Syracuse game, where we went into a Cornell, a Maryland game. So I like to see that in practice. Everybody's really confident. We're slinging the ball around the field. Guys are flying up and down the field. So it's been a lot of fun. Yesterday was a long day. We had thunderstorms most of the day, and we had exams. So we didn't end up practicing until almost 8 o'clock at night, and we went from like 8 till about 10. And God, the vibe was it was so positive and so much fun. We just had a great practice, and again, you just feel the energy. And again, I think it's so different for us knowing we're going to Hofstra and we're playing in a smaller stadium, and we're going to have 90% of that stadium is going to be rooting for us. And that's such a big deal for our team. Being a New York State team, being half of our team or so is from Long Island. All the alums that we have down in Long Island, it's just it sets us up for a really good atmosphere and a lot of positive energy surrounding our team. And last year we go down to Delaware and we play Maryland and Delaware, and it's it was a nice atmosphere, but it was a bigger stadium. It's not sold out. This thing's going to be sold out on Sunday and or Saturday, and going to be just absolutely electric. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Scott Marr with us. Scott, you get the chance to go up against a great program like Denver. Tell me the truth. You kind of wanted Notre Dame, didn't you?
Not really, because we've actually had a history. We've had a history with Denver as well. Coach Tierney at Denver was my coach in college. He gave me the opportunity to go to Hopkins, and I've played against him in 2 national championship games when I was coaching at Maryland, and quarterfinal game when I was at Maryland, and then my first ever playoff game here as a head coach at Albany was against Princeton, and and he was coaching there, and we were up at halftime in that game and ended up losing 16-10, but we put in a great effort. They were defending national champions at the time, so it was just a great start for our program. And then in 2013 we had to fly out to Denver and play Denver out there, and we compete. And it's 19-14. They pull away from us in the fourth quarter. I think the altitude got to us, and we just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. But he's a little snake bitten. I've only beaten him once in 6 attempts, so I'm hoping that we can take it to them this weekend. So like I said, we do have a history with them as well. And again, I think it's great for college lacrosse to see this kind of a matchup. With TD and Trevor, just like you had the 1 and 2 matchup with Maryland earlier in the year. So I think for our team and our program to be in these kinds of highlighted games are awesome for our program.
It's Saturday, 2:30 on ESPNU, Albany versus Denver. Coach, this is the most important question I'm going to ask you. If you say win it all this year, do you just keep letting the hair go? At some point, does it go all the way to the ground?
I think it would have to stay. There's no question. I think it's got a good chance of staying either way. But if we do get to that point, we'll see what happens afterwards. But we certainly have to. We have a huge challenge against Denver this weekend. So we're not going to make any predictions on winning everything until we get past these guys this weekend.
I just got to tell you, we had Anish Shroff on last week getting ready for the big game you had last week against Richmond, and he said that the only person who has better hair than you right now is Barry Melrose. I stood up for you, though. Do you think you win the hair competition against Barry Melrose?
Barry's got a tradition. He's been around a lot longer than me with the hair and looking that way, but I'd certainly like to get a chance to meet him and have a little bit of a hair off, I guess, and see who's rocking the best. When I slick it back, there's no question. Every time I do it, I think of him, and I'm it's just too fun. I'm a huge hockey guy, and I've always loved Barry Melrose, and just funny that I'm getting those comparisons. But again, the hair thing is fun. Troy Ray, one of my senior captains. Again, came to me at the beginning of the season and told me I wasn't cutting my hair this year. So, like I said, he kind of brought out something in me that I've always wanted to do anyway. And I figured, what the heck? I'm 50 years old now, and I've been around long enough to. The hair thing isn't a big deal. So I'm just going to run with it.
I just got. Have you braided it yet?
Yeah, my daughter braided it actually back at Thanksgiving time. It was about a 3-inch ponytail in the back, but I sent the picture to Lyle and Miles, and they were laughing. And I told them I'm going to keep it going. So when we go to the World Games this summer, hopefully I can get the whole thing back there and braid it up. So yeah, it was pretty funny.
I love it. Again, if you can't make the trek, which isn't that far, to Hempstead, New York, I'm sorry, 2:30 Saturday on ESPNU, Albany looking to take down Denver. It is going to be two of the best teams you see playing against each other. Coach, we wish you the best, and we really hope that you get this win because your team has worked really hard and totally deserves it.
I really do, and thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, well, we're going to work out that regular time. You're going to get sick of us real fast.
Not at all, man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
All right, Coach. Good to hear from you.
Free. We practice in the mornings, so I got afternoons free, you know.
Oh, perfect.
Sounds good.
You can come by. You can hang out in the studio with us.
I'd love to do a studio day. That'd be great.
All right, well, we're going to make it happen. So, Coach, best of luck. Get this thing going, and Albany's rooting for you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.